This is the all-new DJI Mic Mini 2S. It just came out in most of the world except the United States. I'm in New York. I had to buy this from China. It got delivered yesterday, and I paid for this with my own money. But we're going to just kind of how it is. I love DJI mics, and I just want to use their products and show you what it's like. They don't send this to me, but DJI, if you want to, I'd really appreciate it. I'm running out of money. So click the links in the description. If you click those links, it helps support the channel, so that way we can recoup the cost of this new mic. So I do have the Mic Mini 2 as well to showcase next to it, and even the original Mic Mini, which is a smaller case. And honestly, my favorite, the Mic Mini 2 single option one. This is just like the most portable, easy to use option. But I'm gonna dive into kind of how they look and feel overall, the microphones, the features, what the differences are, even compared to the Mic 3, because honestly the Mic Mini 2S is very close to the Mic 3 now. And then we'll do a real life audio test outside here in New York City. First, what are the biggest upgrades? So now you are getting internal 32-bit float recording, so that's nice. You have backup audio. You can connect 4 microphones, so transmitters, which is TX, to 1 receiver, 1 RX. If you want me to order a second one of this when I'm in Canada next week and make a video with 4 microphones, let me know. It's gonna cost me a lot of money. Links in the description. Comment that and I'll do it. We have 2-level AI noise cancellation, lightweight Osmo audio direct connection to the Pocket 4, Pocket 4P, the action cameras, which is all really nice. These are all the items that come in the box. You got the carrying case, pouch, transmitters, cables, even the faceplates. Mic Mini 2 and 2S have these cool little faceplates that come with it. I don't, like, this is cool if you, like, it's more of a content creator thing. You can change out the faceplates. I don't know. I don't want to use these, but it makes it fun. If you like fun, fun is good. Also comes with a little manual quick start guide. I never really use this. Kind of waste of paper, honestly, in my opinion. You get your USB-C cable. You get a 3.5mm TRS cable as well. I actually never use this, and I'll show you later why. And then we get the carrying case, which is huge because I can toss this in my suitcase. Oh, there's goodies in here I never opened. More faceplates. I didn't realize these were in there. Magnets. And it's just nice to be able to put the hard case in here so it doesn't damage anything when I toss it into a bag. And then inside of the kind of like AirPod style case, you can go ahead and put the cable up here in the magnet. So it's really nice. It just stays in one place. We have the Mic Mini 2S microphone with the wind muffs already on them. And look at that. It actually looks really nice. It says Mic Mini 2S on the front, which is cool. Oh, it has no faceplate on it right now. You can see how the DJI protrudes. The one thing I don't love about the new mics is these magnetic mounts. I've already lost 2 Mic 3s. So we had to reorder 2 Mic 3s because this, I was running, boom, mic, I already lost it. Oh no. Mic 3, love the microphone, love the audio. But I just lost this mic again. Luckily, we're in the office. It's not going to go anywhere. But this whole magnetic thing, not a fan. Find a way to have this, like, I want this to stay glued on. Is there an option where I can just make sure this never falls off? Because then on my clothes, I have the clip and there's no microphone. It's happened almost every time we've done any kind of active fitness running workout. Frustrating. So if you're moving or there's any potential where you might slide against this, the microphone will fall off and then you don't have audio. Now, if we look at what else is inside the case, you get the receiver here, which now it supports 4 microphones. You can see the 4 option right there. You have a manual changing the receiver decibel levels right here as -6 up to -12, and then also +12 as well. And if we compare it to the old Mic Mini 2, you can see there's only 2 LEDs at the top, but very similar form factor. It looks almost exactly the same. Mic RX. We've got the 3.5mm on the side, the connection tabs, USB-C on the back, as well as a USB-C adapter. It probably fits in the same case if I were to put them in. They seem to be interchangeable. No one would notice. And if you look at the 2 microphones, we have Mic Mini 2S on the left, Mic Mini 2 on the right. I think the faceplates are different though. Yeah, this has a smooth top, whereas the Mic Mini 2S has, yep, the faceplates will not fit. Ah, magnets falling everywhere. So faceplates on the Mic Mini 2 will not work on the Mic Mini 2S. That's good to know. Jeez, I'm flimsy all over the place today. And these do connect to the receivers, which you can plug into, you know, your any kind of action camera with USB-C. But then if you want it to connect via Bluetooth, that also has that option too. These lights will just turn blue, as you can see in this one. And this is in Bluetooth mode. It just connects directly to your phone. Audio, honestly, not as good. Do not recommend that. I recommend just using the receivers or Osmo Audio because you'll get the best audio that way. Charging case wise, it's pretty much exactly the same. You just have the model numbers and it just has Mic Mini 2S instead of 2. A USB-C charging on the back. But the one thing I wish they would release is a Mic Mini 2S singular version. But I guess it doesn't really make sense because it's about having a 4 mic receiver. This case, like I want a Mic 3 version of this. I think that would be a huge one. It's so small, 1 microphone, you have the mobile receiver, USB-C, wind muff, and maybe even a cable if that could fit inside. This is just so tiny. Great for travel. Good, great option. If you're a solo creator, you only need one microphone, which is almost always the case me. And then what's nice is it comes with this like half case thing, which is kind of cool. Slide that in there. Yo, with Shervin, what about the Mic 3? So I also have the Mic 3. This is our favorite microphone. Honestly, I have the Mic 2s and I like to use the Sanken Cost 11D into the Mic 2, but this has just become our go-to. It's just easier, quality of life. This is YouTube. We're not making movies. And it's like, it's great. It's good enough. And it's the easiest microphone to use. I love it for this specific reason that I connect all my DJI mics to my Sony cameras using this hot shoe adapter. So it has digital pins here on the bottom. These digital pins will send 24-bit audio to my Sony ZV-E1, to my Sony FX6, to Sony FX3, soon to be Sony FX5. And if you're someone who shoots on Sony cameras and maybe you also shoot on iPhone, you just take the USB-C mobile receiver out of here and place it straight into your phone. I prefer to have digital audio. I don't want to plug in any cables. I don't know. I've had bad experiences with cables. It's just nice to have a quick digital plug-in. Okay, but how does the Mic Mini 2S look in comparison to the Mic 3? Because some of the feature sets are the same. They both have 4-channel audio. They both have 32-bit internal recording. You can see the receivers look different. I would assume the range and the quality and the potential interference is going to be a little bit worse than the Mic Mini 2S, and that's something we can test out in New York City if you want to see that. We'll just do some quick audio testing around. And then, you know, you have the digital touchscreen here. You have a lot more controls and settings you can do directly on the receiver, the RX, whereas you cannot do that on the Mic Mini 2S. You'll have to use your phone and the app. So like I would have to pull up the phone, pull up the app, go ahead and plug this bad boy in. It shows Mic Mini 2S. I don't think you can buy it in the US. Go to settings, and now I can see, all right, Mic Mini 2S. We got safety track, noise reduction. I can turn those on and off. Audio channel, mono, stereo, quadraphonic. We can change those settings. Auto off, receiver. You can reset, see if there's any software updates. Almost always there is. We'll pull these bad boys out. They should auto connect. Here we go. We'll download a update. And then with all these receivers, you know, like I said, USB-C, you can plug it into your phone, as we see right here with the Mic Mini 2S while it's updating. But then the Sony version, or the camera version, it plugs in upside down. So now you can plug that into your camera. And this is my favorite way to film. Like, look how small this form factor is. You have your audio. It does protrude. In a dream world like this, I have broken receivers because it hits up against things. Run and gun, not ideal. I wish this was like built in, or some way there's a way to make it kind of like flat, or, you know, just smoother, where you could just toss this in a bag and pull it out of the bag and not have to worry about it breaking. But that's where we are right now. And it is upside down, but it will flip the screen when the camera's on. So if I go ahead and turn on the camera, you can go ahead and see that it boots up into camera mode. I pull out the microphone. You know, I love to cover the DJI logo, sue me. And now, if I tap, you can see that it's sending digital audio 24-bit rather than 16-bit over the cable. So the cable only supports 16-bit. That would be on the side here. You get 24-bit on the Sony cameras. And this also supports quadraphonic direct camera on the Sony cameras with the digital hot shoe as well. So now you can see we got some updates. The mics, you have to like connect via Bluetooth or put them in the case to update, so it's a bit frustrating for that experience. But here we have the full controls. So now we can record directly on the DJI Mic Mini 2S. We can change our voice tones, regular, rich, bright. We can go ahead and format the drive if we want, set a password. You can say save the original file or edited file. So that's neat. You can see the audio levels currently coming out of it, change the transmitter gain, have a safety track, noise reduction. And this was not available on the Mic Mini 2. So this is huge, especially if you have issues with audio interference. It's very nice to have backup audio. So like, for example, I go record at a conference or High Rocks, like a fitness event, and I'm running far away from the camera, we lose some of that audio. So if I have a backup track, we can reconnect the audio later on. So I'm gonna go do a little outdoor test with the microphone and see what it sounds like, so that way you can find out if this audio is worth it or not. We'll cut to that. This is a real life audio test of the DJI Mic Mini 2S. We've got some cars driving behind me, so it's gonna be pretty loud, I hope. Maybe I'll turn around so you can hear the cars. This is what it's gonna sound like with me facing the cars. We're gonna go through all the different audio modes. I'm gonna show you what's new in the kit, how it compares to the DJI Mic Mini 2, as well as the DJI Mic 3, which is my current favorite. So let's get into it. Noise reduction is the first test. This is noise reduction on basic. We're gonna see how it sounds with the cars driving behind me. Noise reduction on basic. Noise reduction strong. Now the noise reduction is on strong, so it should be cutting out all the car noises behind me, the bike, the people talking, all that type of information. So noise reduction strong. And finally, noise reduction off, noise reduction off. There's no noise reduction. I'll just let it play for like 3 seconds so you can see what the environment sounds like. Voice tone regular. This is voice tone regular. We've got 2 more modes, but this is voice tone regular. voice tone rich. This is kind of like a higher or like a deeper voice tone rich. I don't really like using the voice tones, but if you want some processing where you don't have to do it in post editing, you can. All the other shots are voice tone regular, but now it's in voice tone rich. Voice tone bright. Okay, I take that back. Voice tone bright is my least favorite. Rich, like I could work with, but voice tone bright makes my voice sound a little too high pitched, but maybe this is like for a female customization. Now we're recording locally on the DJI Mic Mini 2S, as well as recording into the receiver on my iPhone 17 Pro Max, recording in Final Cut camera. Wow, there's a lot of bikes going on behind me. But I just want to see, we're going to flip back and forth between the Mic Mini 2S internal recording as well as the iPhone 17 Pro getting the RX receiver from the Mic Mini 2S. So like, does it sound any different if you use internal recording versus transmitting directly to a device via USB-C? I assume it's going to be pretty much the same thing, but this is what it sounds like when you're internally recording and you have a good backup. If there's like a distance test and there's interference, that's where this would come in play. So the Mic Mini 2S allows for 4 transmitters, so 4 microphones plugged into one. Right now I have this on my iPhone. I could have 4 microphones plugged into my iPhone. Pretty cool, right? Well, do I have to buy 4 Mic Mini 2Ss? No, it actually works with the Mic Mini 2S, Mic Mini 2, and the Mic Mini, which I do have the Mic Mini and the Mic Mini 2S and the Mic Mini 2. So I could have an interchangeable combination of all these microphones into the receiver. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to buy more mics, which I guess in theory is the Mic Mini and the Mic Mini 2 and the Mic Mini 2S all sound the same. And for our final test, we're going to compare the DJI Mic 3 versus the DJI Mic Mini 2S versus the DJI Mic Mini 2. And this is the Mic Mini 2S audio, so let's just see how it compares. Which one is your favorite? So this is actually my current favorite mic. This is a mic we use most often. We don't really plug any lavs into it. I'd love for them to add a lav extender. Is that guy holding a 360 camera? Or no, that's a hockey stick. But this is, I think the audio is amazing. The Mic Mini 2 was also amazing. So I'm curious, the Mic Mini 2S is just as good. And is it actually like, why not? Why do you even need the Mic 3? Like, this does support timecode, Mic Mini 2S does not. I haven't really used the timecode feature. It's just kind of complicated, and I'd rather just sync it or just like have it direct to camera and then have the backup audio. We haven't really used timecode, but there are some other features the Mic 3 has. It feels like the Mic Mini 2S is just a new version and cheaper of the Mic 3. Let me know what you think of the audio comparison. Now there's a big fucking thing driving by. Okay, now I'm gonna go deaf. Environmental sounds for 5 seconds. And finally, back to the DJI Mic Mini 2S. This is the other one, the pink one. I forgot that you have to actually go into the settings and turn on 32-bit float recording, which is a bit frustrating. It's like one of their biggest features and it's like not automatically on. I don't want 24-bit recording. Why is that the standard feature? And then the second thing is it does have audio clipping on, I think right now, where it's gonna prevent clipping of the audio automatically. And that's a setting you can turn off if you want to control your levels manually. But the Mic Mini 2S, it seems like a solid microphone. Could be a good replacement. I think I'd rather buy this over the Mic Mini 2. But now the question is Mic 3 or Mic Mini 2S? I don't know. What do you think? This one is without the wind muff. Remember, links in the description. Finally, the DJI Mic Mini 2, the older one that I bought in London. We did a video on that. You can go watch that. If you do plan to buy any of these, click the links down in the description or on the YouTube tags here. Those help support the channel. I did have to fly to London and pay UK British pounds to buy this one just for these tests. DJI did not provide any of these to me. And wow, the sunset is beautiful. But this is the DJI Mic Mini 2. How does it compare to the other two? Is it just as good as the Mic Mini 2S? And is it on par with the Mic 3? Especially if you're just like filming like this handheld stuff. Look at that sunset. This is the West Side Highway in New York and it's packed. But I think this is a good mic. It's just you don't have backup internal recording. We are currently recording internally on the DJI Mic Mini 2S. You can see that red light is on. It's got this little clip. And the sunset is absolutely beautiful. So like you could be like, oh, I'm gonna hold my camera and get some cool content and just show the world. And then if you really want to yell into it, blah 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 blah, like is it gonna peak? I don't know. So that's something I'm not gonna yell here. I'm too embarrassed. But maybe next time? I don't know. If we get enough comments of yell, I will yell next time in public in a setting like this. All right, now we're back. Remember, links are down below. Click those links to help support the channel. Let me know which microphone you'd like best. Comment down below. We can do some more extensive testing here in New York. My name is @ShervinShares or @ShervinSharesReviews. Subscribe, notifications, click the links. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.